Flashing lights in the dark barracks on up. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. The digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Flashing lights in the dark barracks on up. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. The digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark barracks on up. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. Your TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. The digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Touch me louder to the rain. night. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber is rolled with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OTSS race live from the simulated Pocono Raceway for race number 3 of the OTSS Select Series, presented by Empower Ed as we get our countdown to green. That is presented by Icon Apparel Company, just like it is every single broadcast here at Nerd TV. Here's the weather and the race stats for race number 3 at Pocono. Open setup, 3 sets of tires, and 3 green white checkered tips. So it's fixed setup. It's fixed setup. I was reading off the script, and that is indeed fixed setup, not open. So that's the only change there. But air temp is correct, 75 degrees. Nice even triple-digit number of 100 on the surface. 9-mile-an-hour winds, which could play a factor in the faster corners like turn 1 or turn 2, and cloudy. So there's this. I'd call that partly cloudy. That's just my eyeballs though, but either way, my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and to my right side, not Jason Rockefeller. It's gonna be the man who's gonna pull double duty like he did actually all of 2025. Dustin Loxton in the booth. What's up, dude?
Hey, ready to come to a track that I have learned to love. I used to hate this place. Absolutely hate it. It's because it's so challenging. I mean, you've got 3 different straightaways, 3 different corners. Not a single one of them is identical or even close to one another. It is a setup builder's nightmare to try to build a setup that is competitive and comfortable here. But lucky for these guys, it's a fixed setup, so they don't have to worry about that. But over the years, man, this is definitely a fun track. It's a driver's track, and I enjoy it. I enjoy watching races here. It should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. We got a little bit of everything to start off this season. 3 different style tracks all together, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here at the Tricky Triangle. And top 3 last week was Garrett Spriggs, who took over the points lead by 1 point over former points leader EJ Luna as he won race 1. Garrett has now won race 2. Second place was DJ Honeycutt. That moves him to P3 overall, 6 points out of Garrett Spriggs. And then to round out the top 5 for the 2 races, we got Danny White sitting in P4, 8 points out, and Donnie Honeycutt sitting there in P5, 11 points out. Tyler Honeycutt only made 1 start. He did finish 3rd last week, so he's currently sitting 10th, 24 points out. And there's kind of like your quick recap of the points as you see there on the left-hand column of your screen. Dustin, we got 25 seconds left of this practice session, and I have to scroll to go through the full driver's list. That's a good problem.
That is an amazing problem to have, absolutely, as we leave those points up there a little bit so you can try to see your top 20. I mean, this series just starting off, it's amazing. It keeps growing. It keeps getting better and better each week that we do this. So, I mean, I'm super stoked. I mean, these guys do a fantastic job. They've got a great product. And I mean, the racing is top notch when they come here. So it's going to be a good one.
100%, man. We are looking forward to it. Checkered flag in session. That means cameras off. We're going to go full screen and qualifying for this 5-minute session here. Your fastest drivers in practice: Paulie Torrance pulling a 54.916, Donnie Honeycutt 54.937, and Danny White 54.945. A lot of these drivers in the 0.9 second bracket, and then there's a couple tenths to find the rest of the field as you start to roll through. We're going to ride on with the number 6 practice winner, Pauly Torrance. This guy has been fast all 3 weeks in practice. We're just looking for a fantastic finish in one of these events as he is rolling through. Donnie Honeycutt's live and Danny White, all 3 of our top 3 up there. Our cameras kind of stuck there at the flagpole. It's a beautiful flagpole, Dustin, but needless to say, that camera is locked in, so we're going to just kind of
Oh no.
talk it through a little bit here.
Well, here's the thing. I love technology. SDK just El Crapoed out on us, so gonna have to bear with us for a second.
All right, STK, we're at the helm of them. It looks like he's starting to figure it out. At least the scenic camera's playing through. Lovely crowd, virtual crowd for race number 3, and we got views here. We have Mr. Pauly Torrance driving the number 6 as he's riding through turn number 1 here. Off exit. This is his first lap, opening lap out. And it looks like he's not going to take the warm-up lap. He's going to go right for it. Down the long chute here into turn 2. And this track and this corner set right here is actually the trickiest of the 3 corners. Not a fully symmetrical corner. You get the bump there late exit. Pushed him wide. You saw him get loose. Now he's going to run turn 3, which right here is just a very easy corner. Kind of loose because it's flat, but easy as far as symmetrical this goes. And that's a lap of Pauly Torrance on his opening lap in qualifying.
Yeah, bear with me. Still SDK issues. Oh,
SDK issues still going here as we got some stuff moving around. We're going to keep riding on board here. Pauly is Dustin behind the scenes. Thankfully, this is Pocono. You have a long lap to figure it out. So we're going to keep riding on board here. Full 2-lap cycle with the number 6. Right now, the Donnie Honeycutt 22 currently has the top spot at a 17 lap times, now 18 posted. Right now it's Honeycutt, Torrance, Noble, Franklin, and Bass currently holding that top 5. 2 minutes exactly left in qualifying. Runs the second groove. Pauly does that time. I think that might have been either a missed corner in my book because I don't think you want to go wide the whole corner set. At the line, does not look like he advances. He's going to hold that second place. Donnie Honeycutt 55.133, the only driver in the 0.1 second bracket in this session out of 22 times now currently posted. He's riding on board some other drivers. This is one of the Ghost Motorsports drivers riding through turn 2 into turn 3. Looks like this is going to be Tyler Honeycutt driving the 45. Let's see what he's got here. This is to complete his first lap. 1 minute, 10 seconds remains in this session. Crosses the line. See what kind of time he posts. That lap time actually did not count. He must have scratched the wall. So we're going to take it here for all or nothing on lap number 2. Right to the yellow line. Right up to the outside wall. Beautiful corner. Not loose at all. You like to see that, but this is the flat corner. This is where looseness might happen. Right up to the outside. Quick cut to the bottom. He goes. And he nails that perfect. Just misses the wall. That's probably where he lost it in lap 1.
and that's a tough thing, Jeremy, on any qualify session in iRacing. I mean, if you get any type of X, even a 0X, that will disqualify your lap. And it doesn't take much. A simple wall scrape like that will register as 0X, and you're done, bud.
You're done, bud. Time posted P3 55.278 for the driver of the 45 as 5 seconds remains in this qualifying session. So he squeaked it in, Dustin. He got his lap posted, and that's going to set the field here. As Dustin talking means we probably got STK rebooted, I would imagine.
Quiet, don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it. That means it's live. It's working. We're doing great. Thank you all for joining in here. 16 viewers live on the YouTube side. We're actually live on all 3 platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, if you believe that or not. We're back live on Facebook with a new program, kind of helping it push out to 3 platforms, and the trucks have mainly gridded dusted. So now here is the starting lineup for race number 3 of the OTSS Select Series presented by Empower Ed. Row number 1, you're going to find Donnie Honeycutt and Polly Torrance. Row number 2, you're going to find Tyler Honeycutt and EJ Luna. Row 3, Curtis Noble in 5th place. Bobby Mantle holds P6. Row 4, Abram Ghostin in 7th. Dustin Franklin P8. Row number 5, Jonathan Hammond to his outside in the 94. P10, Charlie Bass. Row 6, Alex Zirkle and DJ Honeycutt. Row 7 and 13th will be the 99. Nolan Todd and Stephen Hayes in 14th. Mark Sherwood and Jonathan Gaston hold row 8. Row number 9, you're going to find Garrett Spriggs and Bradley Miner. In row 10, John Border and Danny White. Row 11, you're going to find Keith Vaughn, Stephen Nabasad. Row 12, you're going to find Corey Jones and the 66 of Dave Harrington. And then the rest of the field is going to be Farrell Robbins in 25th, Christopher Harrington in 26th, 27th, Alejandro Khan, and Bradley Berry. Rank takes the final spot here. 28 entries for race number 3 of the inaugural season for OTSS. And we got the Caffeine Team driver cams up. 2 guys, VR headset here, and it's a really tiny camera, but it almost looks like it's a foot or a hand. I can't tell what's going on in that secondary camera for Bobby Mantle. And
Well,
then,
to be
head
fair-
scratcher himself, Stephen Hayes.
To be fair, we didn't have time to help Bobby get things set up because I was getting stuff set up behind the scenes. So that doesn't all fall on Bobby. I know I normally give Bobby a hard time and say he only has one job, but I wasn't able to help him out. So I will take accountability on that one as well.
No, this is cool. We got 3 cameras. Is that a helmet he's wearing? No, that's his driver. I see the footwork.
We have
That's
It looks like we have the footwork, the driver head-on cam, and then his VR cam as well. So that's kind of like a 3-in-1. So we'll see. We'll check in on our Caffeine Team drivers throughout the race there and see how they're doing.
All right, as we're rolling here, we're gonna do our series sponsor shout out here. Empower Ed on board for the opening season for OTSS, and if you don't know about them now, here's your chance. Empower Ed Research Institute is a nonprofit organization committed to advancing education in communities through research, innovation, and collaboration. Through its research programs and services, Empower Ed Research Institute strives to harness the power of education and uplift individuals, foster community engagement, and effect positive change. Empower Ed Research Institute invites educators, researchers, policymakers, community leaders, and individuals passionate about education to join us in our mission. Together we can make a meaningful difference in the lives of learners and communities. Visit empoweredresearch.org for more information. And there we go. Turn 3, pace truck, and dip down here. And we're going to fly the green flag in the air for the first time at Pocono. Race number 3, green flag is out. This race is underway.
This race is underway. Excellent start by Donnie Honeycutt in that 22, getting a good start over the 6 of Polly Torrance. And Jeremy, this is a heavy drafting track. So one, you're going to get the technical aspect these drivers are going to have to do by going through 3 different corners. The tunnel turn, probably my favorite corner out of this entire track. Super fast, but it can bite you if you're not careful. But you also get the drafting aspect of the length of this track like you would at a Daytona, Talladega, Michigan, rest in peace, Auto Club. And you're going to see them fan out. You're going to see the snake effect work like you normally see at an Indianapolis. So it's going to be an excellent race. That's why it's a true driver's track. 3 wide, going to be common in a number of places. You see them almost going 3 wide there. And Jeremy, this track is wide enough to go 4 and 5 wide comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it, but it's not going to be fast. But these guys don't care. They're going to space it out all the way up to the outside wall. Corner exit 3 wide goes down to 2 for about 6 total rows or such. Down the front straightaway to complete your first opening lap here. 2 out of 70 laps rather. So as they get off turn number 2 here, battle for the race lead. Looks like that's heating up front. Donnie Honeycutt under attack by the number 45, Tyler Honeycutt, as they go for it into the trickiest corner at Pocono.
Yeah, going through that tunnel turn like that. I mean, 2 wide, you can do it. You can do it comfortably. That is probably the one place, Jeremy, that I would not recommend 3 wide. It can be done, but man, are you risking it going through there because the speed you carry through that tunnel turn. The drivers on the inside have a tendency to push up. Drivers on the outside don't have much room because that wall comes up in a hurry.
They really can with those flat corners. The trucks just push wide in a hurry, and there you go. You find yourself in the wall if you're not paying attention here as we go about 6th or 7th place, almost 3 wide. Bobby Mantle in 89 trying to go up the middle. Does not have the speed to get over the 94 and under the 25. Back to 2 wide, about 4 or 5 rows in total. Down the second longest straightaway at Pocono into the tricky second corner. This is where it gets pretty bumpy, dicey, not comfortable when you're side by side. You need the aerodynamic advantage. Oh, one truck loose in the back. The yellow truck looks like he saves it. We're all good as we single file to turn 3.
Yeah, and I do believe that was the 47 of Alejandro Khan got a little loose. And Jeremy, because there's not much banking in this track, the looseness is a real thing. You got to be easy on throttle up when you're starting to put this truck under throttle. Because you will get tire spin. The rear end will get loose. It will kick out. And you got to be careful because, most of the time you have a driver around you at all time, whether it's down the straightaway because of the draft pole or in the corner because of, again, that's, 2 wide is usually comfortable. As we got a lot of movement going on here. And that looked like that was, the 92 there of Jonathan Hammond that went way wide to make that pass going down that straightaway.
You went wide there. You also saw on the bottom of your screen EJ Luna also going wide to the inside as he's underneath the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. Battle for P2 as Honeycutt going to lose the race lead early to his teammate Tyler. Now potentially might lose it as the 88. Look at him go. He's going to go ahead. Curtis Noble passes through the outside virtue of the draft line. Going to clear the 24. Paulie Torrance might do the same thing just like that, Dustin. It takes a herd, right? The 24 tried doing it by himself, and then he got swallowed up by 2 drivers down that really long front straightaway.
Yeah, and that's that draft pole. You got to plan ahead. It's like a chess match of ridiculous proportion. You have to plan ahead because if you cannot complete that pass when you get to that straightaway and you get a couple of those drivers you're trying to pass line up and you don't have help, it's going to be that train effect that's going to take place as you see, again, a number of drivers jumping out back there, and that's going to be something that you're going to see time and time again, and that was the 94 of Charlie Bass was back there, but I want to touch base. It's great to see Curtis Noble up there running top 3 right now. Remember, he had to serve that drive-through penalty at the start of last week's race, and Jeremy, he had a hard time gaining traction to rebound from that, so I feel that the 88 is really looking to try to capitalize and get back on the right track, especially this early in the season, to try to jump up those point standings.
And he's going to have to make all the races, right? That's what Tyler Honeycutt's disadvantage is not being able to make a full season sometimes, but he's really fast every single week here. We had a little bit of a scare moment there. Stephen Hayes, number 13, bounces off the turn 3 outside wall last lap and almost came across the nose of Jonathan Hammond. They made slight contact, but no harm, no foul. These guys are still trucking along, if you will, as you see the third lane from the 15 and 92, both trying to be utilized early on. Now, Dustin, this has been repaved since they did that little patch up there on the outside of turn 3. I don't expect that grip to be up there, but for some reason these trucks are kind of finding a liking up there in that third groove in turn 3.
Yeah, and part of that could be because of the update that these trucks had taken here about a month or so ago, Jeremy. They did get an update to a couple of the key components of these trucks, one being the draft package. And that could be playing a factor. These drivers might be fishing around and might actually be able to find some grip in areas that they typically don't recall having grip in. And we see some of these drivers, like you said, that are working those higher lanes. And for whatever reason, Jeremy, it's working.
You see Mark Sherwood, look at him going that fourth groove, right up to the outside wall. Just to the right-hand side area is the 44. That was a snake across the track trying to avoid the wall. When you run up there, the track already pushes you wide and you run the outside. The chances of you hitting that wall is greatly increased, as most of these drivers are currently single file through to complete the first 7 laps here. We're going to shout out one of our newest partners while we're continuing to view these trucks go around the track, and that's going to be from Chevyland. Chevyland is hitting the ground running this year with the Silverado sell-off. Receive up to $9,000 off MSRP from your Silverado headquarters on select new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500s. Shop the area's best Silverado inventory with over 120 models to choose from. Hurry in soon because the Silverado sell-off won't last long. Start the year in high gear with the Silverado sell-off happening now at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters. So visit them at Chevyland.com for more information. At Danny White, we got a caution on lap number 9. 64 goes for a loop-de-loo. And I promise you that's a chrome truck on my screen, but for some reason there's a couple of schemes not kicked over.
They're all going to go gray.
Refresh, but
they're all going to go gray. We're going to try it.
They're going to try to fix that one, but Danny White loose, not sure what happened there. Right at the end of the ad read is we're going to see the gray truck go next to the gray truck as the gray truck is going to bounce off the gray truck. And there he goes for a loop-de-loo.
Greg Biffle's passing Greg Biffle's. Greg Biffle's going to the inside. Oh, Greg Biffle makes contact with Greg Biffle.
Perfect. So there we go. A little contact bouncing off the outside wall. Talked about it literally last lap. If you run the outside, the chances of it bouncing you back into the surface is greatly increased. And watch Hammond.
Oh.
Bonk. Boosh. And shove. When push comes to shove, 64 gets the worst of it.
And that's not too bad. I mean, he had a little bit of tail grind against the pit retaining wall there. It's going to sit here and knock that left rear end just ever so slightly. But Jeremy, I mean, just going back and watching it, like that camera angle showed the best angle. You see the 64 is already loose, has to chase the truck up a little bit. But at the same time, the 92 bounces off the wall, straight down into the side of the 64 there. And the rest, as they say, Jeremy, is history. But excellent job by the 92 of Hammond to keep that thing going straight even after the contact with the wall and the 64. And fantastic job by Danny White on minimizing the overall damage that could have happened on that contact.
Yeah, great heads up to kind of whip that thing to the right and barely make contact with the rear of the truck. So I think he's going to be A-OK after a quick pit stop and utilizing one of his 3 sets behind the wall on his truck. And we're going to kick it to our first picture-in-picture commercial break of the evening. We'll be back for the drop of the green flag.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And right back just in time for the green flag to fly for the second time this evening. Restart happening on lap 13 as the 45 Tyler Honeycutt continues to be your only one of two leaders here tonight. The only other person has been the race pole sitter, the 22 Donnie Honeycutt, who pushes the 45 deep into turn number one. Single file goes the top three, fourth and fifth, battling side by side off of turn two here. Let's see if EJ can make some ground. Nope, he's going to drop in. welcome back. Here is we got caution number 2 out on lap number 24. As the pace truck
And
is catching
audio
up
back.
to the leader here, and audio is back. You guys cannot hear us talk for the past 10 laps, I think, or so. But you know what? That might be better for your ears. But sorry that our voices are back. But here we go. The 107 looks like it's going to, contact with Charlie Bass. I'm sorry, Nolan Todd in the 99 is going to go for a slide. Danny White is going to be involved in both cautions here, it looks like, as he retags the 99.
Oh,
Going to
Sherwood.
then Mark Sherwood comes in hot and heavy. Slams his way through here, and then does Alejandro Khan. He made an initial move. See if we get a couple extra views on that one.
Yeah, that's man. there was a lot going on. We're gonna sit here and right on board with Alejandro Khan here. You're gonna see all of this start to take place further up. There you see the contact. That's the 99 of Nolan Todd sideways, and oh man, Sherwood popped that truck up, and Alejandro just trying to slow it down here, makes evasive maneuvers, misses it, no wall contact. Good heads-up driving, though, by the driver of the 47.
Absolutely there, and took multiple trucks with that one to bring out the second caution on lap 23. So we're going to go ahead and use either your first or second set of tires, depending on who all took freshies the first time. In which that was on lap number 9. This is now lap 24, and they're headed down pit road. So if you're gonna play the game of averages, you got about another 2 to 3 cautions to expect. That one was a little more unpredicted, I would imagine. And the 6 Poly Torrance.
That is one hell of a pit entrance, man. That is, I'm gonna give Poly some style points on that. Because they took that pit stop. He's in there. He got service. I don't know what brought that up, but Jeremy, that's worthy of a Nerd TV rewind for sure.
That is called turning to the right and having a lot of rear brake bias right here. This is a great view of it. Turns it slightly to the right, but then when you have a lot of rear brake bias, the truck just wants to kick out naturally. So he just goes, a little skirt.
A little skirt. And we in there.
I don't think we've ever seen a pit stop that stylish before. Best pit stop of the year.
That is the best pit entry of the year. Goes to the driver of the 6, Mr. Poly Torrance. Man, that was a heck of a pit entry. And great to his simulated crew, because they still jacked the truck up, 4-tire change, filled it up with simulated Sunoco race fuel, and off he goes.
Look at that. From 15th to 2nd currently, and we're not even halfway into this race, so Poly's making some great moves here. Remember, he had the fastest time in practice. Doesn't seem to qualify well. That seems to be the hiccup for the 6 to start the season off. But under race conditions, this man's got the speed, and now he's going to have time to maybe potentially lead a lap here, as Abram Ghostin did stay out. He is currently your new race leader all the way up the front. In the 25, so that's going to mark your 3rd leader amongst 2 different lead changes. Bobby Mantle is going to start 2nd, Stephen Hayes 3rd, Dustin Franklin 4th, Danny White in 5th, and the guy who missed it barely, the yellow 47, Alejandro Khan, going to be starting in P6, as C. Gomez on the YouTube side says, Khan stays alive.
Absolutely.
Just barely, man.
Absolutely. And Jeremy, actually, Alejandro Khan is the biggest mover of the race. Up 22 spots, this man is. A lot of that by virtue of staying alive through that last caution on evasive maneuvers. But Jeremy, you look at your top 10 right now. All your biggest movers are there right now. Alejandro Khan's leading everything at 22, and they're kind of shifting around a little bit, but your next biggest mover, it's a tie right now between the 2 of Stephen Abused as up 14, Danny White's up 14, Stephen Hayes up 11, and then you got Jonathan Gaston up 8. All of that is in your top 10, Jeremy. Your biggest movers are in the top 10 right now.
Let's see how long they can hold off the fresh tires that are lurking right behind them. See what kind of speed. Sometimes you just need to get that fresh air on that nose of the truck to kind of perform at its peak performance, but we'll see. We'll see what tires mean here, as they have, about what, 12 laps of green flag conditioning on them. I know these scenes can go for another 20 plus for that full fuel run cycle. But now we have two different strategies out here in the field. Pace truck should be coming down at the conclusion of this turn 3. And Abram Ghost, your third leader tonight, will set the field off. Now got to watch for the tire spin. You're not on the freshest tires this track has seen. Green flag is out. Not going to matter. He's going to get a great launch over Bobby Mantle. The 74 Franklin going to give the 89 a shove down the back, or the front straightaway rather, as they go single file, top 5, top 6, 3 wide, entering turn 1 for about 10th.
Yeah, 3 wide. That's going to be Tyler Honeycutt on the inside, the 72 of Jonathan Gaston in the middle, and that's going to be the 2 of Abbaset on the outside. They get that squared away, but then Curtis Noble comes up, keeping it 3 wide as well. Same deal, but just new driver on the inside. They get that cycled out, but Jeremy, we're 3 wide in the back as well, but this track has got the space for it, and that's why I love this track. Because, man, you can get some great racing, but your head has got to be on a swivel. You have got to know who is around you.
We're going to watch to see who's going to fall, who's not going to fall. They got to worry about the fresh tires, the old tires. The guys running the multiple grooves around this place. A lot to take in on the first opening laps at this restart. Stays clean for the first 2 laps here. As we're rolling through, already seeing some spacing with the front to the mid-pack. Couple of bigger gaps as Abram Ghostin continues to still lead Bobby Mantle by a truck length, and he's got 2 over the other guys behind him here as they go down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Jeremy, what a difference pit stops make, though. Abram Ghostin out front and holding good, looking good out there. A little bit of pressure from the 89 of Bobby Mantle, who missed last week because he was on some beach somewhere having a few cervezas. And rubbing it in and making me jealous because he was in some nice weather. But he's back in action again. Dustin Franklin also up there in the top 3. But Jeremy, these guys, they were slotted further back. Stephen Hayes is the same way. Tyler Honeycutt's the first driver coming up that has been up there before that is still working his way up. But track position is so vital here because this track can be tough to pass at. Just ask EJ Luna or anybody that was trying to make that pass without any help. And now that they put themselves in a position where they have the track position, it's they're becoming tough competitors right now.
Or EJ Luna, man. You got to call him out, trying to be the muscle on the inside, and he just got shuffled to the back. Every time he tries to make a pass for a 3 wide going to the tricky turn number 2.
I thought Vaughn was going to think about going 4 wide. Oh, no! And Zirkle goes around.
Third caution, lap 29 is flying. Zirkle contact. I'm not the first one to say anything about net code, but we're going to take a look at that one. I'm the last person to call it, but I feel like there was a little bit of it. We're going to see here. Here's the 3 wide. Contact, not with the 8, but the 8 reacts to the initial contact. Oh, he's getting loose. Oh, there was a little contact.
There was
actually.
contact,
We'll
a little bit of contact between himself
Hammond.
and the 92 of Jonathan Hammond, but a lot of that was a little bit of a checkup by Zirkle there, and he was getting loose coming off of that corner, Jeremy, and we had talked about that when you go through that corner like that, these trucks can get upset. And that's exactly what happened. You see him drift up, right there's the looseness. You see that truck kicking sideways, and it checks it up just enough for ever so slight contact from the 92. But Jeremy, going through that tunnel turn like that, it doesn't take much. It is a flat part of the track. You have higher speeds going through there. It doesn't take much to send these trucks going sideways.
Yeah, he already upset the truck when he lifted, and it moved up the track. So instantly, he's searching for grip at that point, and then just lost it. Nothing he could have done after making that initial move. Brings the caution out, and we're going to see who the penalty goes on for that caution there. It could have just been a matter of a racing deal. So we'll have to see here. Pit stops. This is the 3rd pit stop. We're not even halfway, Dustin. So I would imagine maybe the top guys who stayed out this past time might want to come down pit road this time. Maybe Abram Ghosting, because he's already got his laps led. so he'd be safe to enter if he wants to. He's not going to. Danny White's going to be the first taker.
Yeah, Danny White's gonna be the first taker, Jeremy, and as it sits right now, he's looking like the only one. Now you got Keith Vaughn and Alex Zirkle coming down. Zirkle, understandable, come down to probably get a set of tires, depending on how many he's taken. Those tires probably heated up, possibly flat spotted, and might be coming down to do a damage check as well. So a little bit of slowness there. Got hung up behind the 23 of Vaughn, but otherwise, I mean. You got Danny White, Keith Vaughn, the doctor himself, Chris Harrington, and Brad Berry, who has been kind of on pit road.
Just kind of chilling on pit road.
Just kind of chilling on pit road with everybody else. And those are the only takers. So it's we know we have different strategies out there, Jeremy. And the great thing is got this fancy new graphic here that kind of shows you ones that have taken it here. So Tyler Honeycutt is the first driver in the top 5 that has taken any tires right now.
Now
4 tires. He's been on those for 6 laps. The other drivers, nothing.
I'm actually surprised if you keep this graphic up. We are 31 laps in. In a matter of 5 laps, we're going to be halfway. And you're telling me your race leader has not come down pit road? My truck.
Hold on, because you got a valid point there. Because remember the issues that we were having, and had to reload SDK because it didn't want to do it. I don't know. I don't know if it caught the other pit stop. So, well, unfortunately, that's not going to work. Thanks, technology. I love it.
All right.
2 weeks. 2 weeks of solid.
Stretch.
Yeah, 2 weeks of solid. No issues whatsoever, and then week 3, I'm thrown in the booth, and then technology's like, nope, we're not going to work right today. Sorry.
Do it for Dale is what we're not doing for race number 3. Is we're going to get the 1 to go here. Going to restart this thing on lap 33. Your top 5 is Abram Ghostin, Dustin Franklin, Bobby Mantle, Stephen Hayes, and Tyler Honeycutt. As they get filed in here, let's just complete it off. I like this idea. Nerd TV top 10 recap. So to not skim by the top 5 so quickly, Stephen Hayes, the furthest mover in the top 5, up 10 spots from 14th to 4th. Tyler Honeycutt, been stationary there. Now here's one of your either the biggest, I think it's the biggest. Alejandro Khan, still. You mentioned it last restart, right before we went green, and he's still continuing to be that from 27th to 6th. That's a total of 21 spots earned for the driver of the 47. Then you have Curtis Noble, who's down 2. Steven Abased, who's up from 22 to 8. Well, that's a pretty strong, impressive gain there. Jonathan Gaston in the 72. He's going to be up 7 spots. And EJ Luna rounds out the top 10, down 6. We know he's fast. He just needs assistance with the passing, maybe throw it in the corner a little bit deeper. But EJ is typically very clean, smart with his moves. He'll be up there, and that is your Nerd TV top 10 recap.
Yeah, Jeremy. I mean, it is. This is a racer's track, but it also, in order to get some stuff done, you're going to need a little help and assistance, especially when you're in a pack. When you're one-on-one, it's a little different. That's how the leaders are able to do it because they're a little further away, usually about 3-4 truck lengths away or so. They're able to sit here and do that, but when you're in a pack with 5 or 6 trucks, you got to have that help because that draft pole. Green flag flies, back underway. Abram Ghostin, excellent restart on that. Seems to catch the 74 Dustin Franklin sleeping a little bit as that high side does not get going the way it did last restart. You got Bobby Mantle on that inside. 45 Tyler Honeycutt to the inside. 3 wide with Franklin on the outside as they go all the way through turn 1 right now. Who's going to prevail here? Still 3 wide down the stretch, Jeremy. Who is going to come out on top? Curtis Noble comes in behind the 45. Gives a little shove there. They finally sit here and get it sorted out.
Honeycutt is on the freshest set of tires out of this top 10. And he's got caution, lap 33, 4th one here tonight. And the average of cautions have shrunken from lap count to lap count here is, oh, we just get straight out run to the back.
Oh.
And then finish them off with a 2-tap. What was that, Zombieland? You finish them off with a 2-tap.
Oh, yep. The
And
2-tap.
Zirkle's rugged there in turn 2.
Yeah, that was a tough one. So there's 1 tap, and that wasn't good enough. Gonna come back in for the 2-tap. Boom, 2nd tap, and off and around goes the 8 of Alex Zirkle. Tough break for him because, I mean, Jeremy, he didn't do anything wrong on that one. You know, he got tapped once, was good on the first tap, got a little rear end damage, nothing serious. But that 2nd tap going in on the corner load with the weight load going in that corner like that, that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it was a very hard impact to the back of the number 8 in the 97's. Gonna probably have to take a look at that nose damage and see if there's anything radiator-wise that's pushed in, because that the first one was pretty hard and the second one was just as slowing up
And
for
Jeremy,
turn number 2. And Dustin's got something for me here.
what
Oh,
makes
was not radiator impact though.
what makes it worse is Brad Berry, for whatever reason, is not even on the lead lap. He just took out a lead lap truck on a double tap. I mean, that's not good. Now, folks, I got to throw it out there. It is difficult, especially, and I'm going to say it right now, Jeremy, after you and I spent 24 hours at Daytona Road Course.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. 12 hours apiece in the rig, roughly. And being in the GTPs with other trucks, trying to judge and understand and set up for somebody else's brake points or throttle down points is probably one of the toughest things a driver has, because not every driver is going to brake at the same time you do. They're not going to be off throttle and coast the way that you do, and that's probably the toughest thing, especially when you're at a draft track and closing rates can be tough. It's not something that's easy. It's really not. And that's I can tell you right now, as a driver, that's probably one of the things I struggle with, aside from tire management. My tire management sucks compared to a lot of other drivers, but that ranks right up there, trying to judge other people's brake points. That's why I struggle at places like Martinsville, because you got to judge their brake points, their throttle down points. It gets tough.
Well, in 2 months, you get to do it all over again, learning Sebring. 12 hours of Sebring.
Yes,
2
sir.
months from last weekend, so we got some time to practice on that. But yeah, I kind of have to agree, especially at a road course. I mean, oval, you have a general understanding, but then everybody has their own techniques. Either you back up the entry and gun it a little bit earlier on exit, or you throw a Hail Mary into the corner entry and hope that it sticks on corner exit. So there's different ways to tack, especially turn 2, the one that we just saw the wreck in. That's probably the most volatile set of strategies, if you will, to complete that corner at the quickest pace possible. But they got about a lap and a quarter before we're going back to green flag. So shouting out another one of our partners, Brez Coffee Co. Staying alert and responsive is key in any situation, and Brez Coffee Co. delivers with amazing flavors to cater all your coffeeholics out there. Brez Coffee Co. brings all the flavors you crave at an amazing price. Home of the official Nerditudes flavor, sugary sweet joysticks. Stop by BrezCoffeeCo.com and grab the official Nerditudes brand flavor or any of the amazing flavors offered today. And you'll just search Nerd, or you can search sugary sweet joysticks, and either way, our packaging will be brought up. You click on it, put it in your cart, and then that fancy Super Nerd promotion code is going to give you 10% off your purchase. Plus, it lets them know that you found us here and shop for our product.
Absolutely, and that's definitely something that we talked about on our 24-hour stream of the Daytona 24. I did not order my Brez coffee and our sugary sweet joystick.
Yeah,
in
you
time.
promised the people you would.
And I promised the people I would, and I didn't have it ordered and have it in time to enjoy some, because the caffeine definitely would have been nice, but I dropped the ball on it. I did, big time.
It's okay. We have time now.
Got 2 months.
Time now. You got 2 months. I think you can get this done. I believe in you. It's gonna be worth your time. And you talked it up with I told you I could do the apple flavored creamer, and it's a great pairing. And then you have some flavors of your own you like to mix in with it, so go get some today. These guys are gonna need some if they keep running caution laps, Dustin. We're on our 4th caution. And we have a fancy new graphic this year, right? That shows us reports. Let's see if it has it up to date. We had 4 cautions. And
It's not because
gonna
I had to
show
reload.
the
Remember?
one short.
One short.
Yeah, I was hoping it would refresh, but we have 4 here, so it's about 12 laps, about 4, no 3. It's about like 3 laps per caution cycle.
You guys can
So what we
fire the
tried
producer.
there-
You guys can fire the producer. Just tell Jeremy, find a better producer that knows what the hell he's doing. That's all I'm saying.
I'm off on Tuesdays now. Look at this. That's what I heard. Green flag and back in the air, resuming on lap 37. Abram Ghostin continues to be your race leader here. Dustin Franklin on the outside. Stephen Hayes, Tyler Honeycutt in yellow. 2 trucks wreck in the back. It's going to be the 97 Bradley Berry once more with Mark Sherwood tucked up to the inside wall on the front straightaway. And we're going to see what happened here just as we got the green flag. We get the yellow flag, and that is,
Whoa.
well, that's the 107. That's not Bradley Berry. They got similar
No,
truck colors.
that's John
but,
Border. But what
Mark Sherwood
did
and John Border.
I mean, I don't even
All
know
right, well-
what happened there, Jeremy. If you watch his truck, I mean, it's
I
going,
know.
and then all of a sudden it just starts kicking to the left there. Did he downshift or man? I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go to my personal cockpit camera here while you cycle through your cameras. Right here, let's see if we can see.
7. Oh, yes, he did. 8,000. Went from
Yeah, he pegged
6,500
it.
to 8,000. Pegged it on that. Money shifted it. And that's what brought out that caution. And Jeremy, we've had conversations about this. I've done that too. We have all done that. Any sim racer has done that. And ended up, especially if you have an H pattern, anything like that, you sit here and, try to go from 3rd to 4th. Or you think you're going from 2nd to 3rd, and you don't go from 2nd to 3rd, you go from 2nd to 1st, and there it goes, pegs it. But it's money shifting, not because it's a good thing. It's because of the amount of damage that usually comes from it. It costs money, lots of money in real life. So money shifting,
Yeah.
it's hard, and I mean, and it seems like it happens more at the bigger tracks than it does the smaller tracks for whatever reason. I don't
Well,
know, but
The gears are long, so the effect is greater. That's probably why you see it more often, because it's more exposed at a track like this, where you're
That
going
makes sense.
200 plus and not. That's my only guess as to why we see it more often on these long tracks. But I also want to notate too, like from our TV cameras, it looks like he just turns left and hits the brake. We saw the peg at 8,000, but also on my end, his wheel was turned to the right. The driver hands in the cockpit were turned to the right as he was turning left, so he was actively trying to correct the truck and not just turn down to the bottom. So he tried everything he could after his mistake. He's going to take the 107 on John Border with him for the 5th caution on lap 38.
yeah, and that's a horrible feeling when you see, when you have that happen, especially when it's when it puts damage on another driver. Jeremy, you and I had conversations during our 24, and this was one of the conversations was, is an accident or a wreck worse when it's caused by somebody else or when it's caused by your own
we did
doing?
this.
And that was one of the biggest things. And it's always, my take was it's always worse when it's caused by your own doing, because you beat yourself up over it, because you know that you could have done it differently. You know that you shouldn't have done that because you're better than that. And then it's even worse when you collect somebody else. I feel personally that is the worst kind of wreck you have. And I've been in that situation. I've been in Mark's situation. I've seen that happen. I've done that and collected it. And I've had to issue out the apologies. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. My Dollar General brand talent ran dry and I money shifted it. That's all on me. I have been there, and it's a crappy feeling, but what Mark has to do is rebound if the damage isn't that bad, because he did peg it at $8,000. So unless he pushed that clutch in or anything else to try to save that motor, we don't know what damage is done to that motor, because I mean that pegged it pretty hard. But I mean, if the damage is sustainable to where he can sit here and go out there, he just needs to rebound, recoup, go out there, and just be sure he hits his marks, just like we all do.
On the YouTube side, Army Vet _11B says, let's go Dustin Franklin. So he's got 2 cheerleaders out there tonight. And then Kimber Lee says, gosh dang it, how many more cautions? Well, we're at 5. We're just past halfway. If you're playing by the average of numbers here, it's going to be about 9 or 10. But I don't expect that because we've had 2 cautions literally back to back at this point. Hopefully some of the team members talking to each other, maybe tell their drivers, hey, let's tone it down for a little bit. Let's get some green flag laps going, because strategy is a thing, except for when you're pacing the whole entire time. You can't really pass when you're underneath caution. Except for this time when the 25 Abram Ghostin and a couple others, the 47, the 89, 74, all those who had stayed out the past 2 stops prior, finally came down. And they got fuel, they got tires. So now it's going to bring the 45 Tyler Honeycutt back up to the front. The 72 Jonathan Gaston, P2. Bradley Miner sits in 3rd. Charlie Bass back to P4. And Mr. Paulie Torrance in P5. We're going to start this thing off. That's your top 5. One more corner, Dustin. And we're going back with the green flag.
Going back, hey, hats off to Army Vet. If you're a veteran of the Army, I got much respect for any of our armed services, but definitely the Army. My grandfather was 101st Army Airborne Ranger, a Screaming Eagle. So hats off and props to that. Much respect for what you have given and done along with everybody else. Back to green flag racing, now led by the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt as he gets an excellent start on this restart right now. He's going to pull back up to that top line, Jeremy, and he's going to have the 72 Jonathan Gaston behind him. Charlie Bass going to be running in 3rd position at 94. Been up there and in striking position this whole time. Excellent rebound from Danny White. Remember earlier in the race, he was part of one of the cautions, contact between himself and the 92, Jonathan Hammond, and he went for a little spin cycle. Jeremy, he's back up in the top 5.
Digging. That's what he's doing, and he's got to take advantage of these green flag laps, because it looks like cautions are almost 50-50 now with the green flag situations. We're looking 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Not going to happen. Tyler Honeycutt going to really stretch this lead early on the opening lap. 64 bounces off the wall just a touch there. Keeps it going there. Paulie Torrance going to be able to give him the draft assistance, as Charlie Bass now feels what EJ Luna felt as he goes back not 1, almost 2 positions, as the 74 Mr. Dustin Franklin on the freshies passes Bradley Miner on the outside, clears him before the exit of turn 1, 3 wide off the corner exit mid-pack.
Yeah, Franklin is digging, but like you said, 3 wide. That's going to be Steven Abused on that inside there. They finally go back to 2 wide as they sit here and dive it off in the corner. He's side by side. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Drift up by Abused.
Man.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Little contact between Abused and the 2. And Spriggs in the 81. And they're able to get that squared away, but contact now bumper to bumper between the 81 of Spriggs and the 23 of Keith Vaughn. And then further up, you got side by side. There might have been a little contact between the 13 of Stephen Hayes and the 25 of Abram Ghostin, as now they're trying to get lined up on the outside of the 88 of Curtis Noble to get around. And Jeremy, there is action all over.
Yeah, I thought Keith Vaughn was going to be taken out. I think the 8 truck, if I remember that right. But here we go, turn 1 exit clean here. And all that action's kind of spaced out the field a little bit. I see some gaps along the way. The whole 2nd straightaway is covered in these Craftsman Truck Series trucks. Into turn 2, as we got a battle swap position here. It goes the number 6 Paulie Torrance around Jonathan Gaston, and there goes Dustin Franklin as well. A little twofer there. The 72 drops
Franklin
2 spots.
is digging. He is
the fresh
digging.
tires is absolutely working for this 74. Oh, big
Ooh.
contact. The 94, Charlie Bass, into the outside wall. Checks up Bradley Minor. He goes to the inside to look for that position. Here comes Curtis Noble. Sees the advantage. He's going to try to squeeze in here.
Yeah, he's going to try to squeeze in there as well. A little bit of a check up there, trying to get everything going. But, Jeremy, this is where a lot of the action is. The rest of the drivers from the 94 Charlie Bass on up are pretty much single file. This is where that action is, just inside the top 10. And, Jeremy, we've talked about it time and time again. A lot of the heated action seems to be just inside or just outside that top 10 bracket. But, I mean, really, we've seen a number of times that these drivers, I mean, they've been putting on shows all over the racetrack, side-by-side racing. It's been fantastic as we see a pass attempt right now. Curtis Noble in that 88 back to the inside of the 94 Bass, trying to make it happen this time. Same time, Bobby Mantle in the 89 is on the inside of the 72. That's going to be Jonathan Gaston. So two side-by-side racing going on, near contact between Noble and Bass there, as that trying to work that side draft. And Army Vet, no thank you needed at all, my friend. I give props to anybody that has served and give the utmost of respect to that. Three wide racing, that's going to be Mantle in the middle, Gaston on the top side, Noble on the bottom side. Is there still three wide down that stretch?
I was going to say, he parked at the 101st also, so it's kind of cool. You have a little similarity there. And Dumb MMNS says, Franklin, what are we doing? Well, he's digging. We already said that.
He's digging. He's
Moving
digging.
through the field. P4 under a second and a half almost.
No.
Sitting there from the race lead. Oh, no. Speaking of the 74, we're going to use Paulie up. Paulie gives him the business. Door tag in front straightaway to complete this lap. 25 laps remaining, and it is spicy from 20th upward to third place.
It is spicy all over. These drivers know that we have 25 laps to go in this event. Time is of the essence, and they know that you have to set these passes up. So I tell you what, these drivers putting it all out there. Yeah, I appreciate that, Army Vet. I miss the guy a lot. He's taught me a lot. And one of his most famous quotes that he always said, he was a smaller guy in stature, and he said that he was short. And the only reason why he was short was because he jumped out of perfectly good airplanes. That's why he was short in stature. So, but excellent racing going on here. There was near contact there with Polly Torrance there. Is now he's starting to get some pressure from behind. That's going to be that 72 Jonathan Gaston, 88 of Curtis Noble. Side by side, you see the 13 Stephen Hayes trying to push. You see the 89 Bobby Mantle has got some high line. Jeremy, this is where the action's going to be. It's going to be just outside that top five.
Here we go. This racing action on this restart has not let up since the drop of the green flag. About 10 laps prior, 24 laps remaining here as the top 10 shuffling spots all over the place, riding on the roof camera. It was a Bobby Mantle. Now we're going to be flying high with a boozy tipsy camera. Drone work by our producer slash commentator here this evening as we're going to go 200 miles an hour at Pocono in the skies.
Yeah, little shaky there. Stephen Hayes drifts wide in that tunnel turn, Jeremy. We talked about that's tough. You got to be careful. That's going to open it up for the inside. That's going to be the 72 Jonathan Gaston as they go side by side. And correction, that wasn't even the tunnel turn. That was turn 3. See? Apparently, I have tipped into the boozy jerky a little too much because I'm getting disoriented here as they dive it off into turn 1.
No worries. Nothing better than a drunk drone flyer. Let me tell you what. As we're driving through fences, and we're still keeping up with the field.
Tipsy is tipsy, man. Tipsy is tipsy.
And this is great product placement if I've never seen one. Put the unstable hand on the camera, why not? But here we go, zooming out a little bit. You see what it looks like here. Nice stationary view overall. The 89 gets a nice little launch there. He's going to take the 72 and the 40 or the 15 will do so as well. That's DJ Honeycutt. You got Abram Ghostin also trying to pass the 70. 72 is actually coming down pit road. He's calling it right now. 72 with the first green flag pit stop.
Bobby Mental wreck, big time wreck going on.
Time with DJ Honeycutt, 2 trucks as Dustin has got some handful of camera work here. Trying to lock on to the same truck he left from 2 laps ago.
Yeah, that's not what Bobby Mantle was wanting at all. Jeremy, we were working the camera showing the good racing that was going on, and this was after it already happened. So we're going to throw a little Nerd TV VHS rewind here, and we're going to kind of take a look. And that looked like that was just a good run by the 15 there on the outside. That's DJ Honeycutt on the outside, Bobby Mantle on the inside. See if we can't get a different one here. This ought to be a good angle, Jeremy, and it looks like the 89 just drifted up the track, tried to turn it down because he knew he was getting close, but it was already too late. The 15, too wide on that exit, bounced off the outside wall, back down into the 89, the right rear of the 89, and that's what sent him around. And Jeremy, it got close there. I mean, the 89 was drifting up on corner exit, realized that, throttled it, pulled it back down, but the 15 just misjudged the corner exit coming off that corner there. Just made that wall contact, bounce off, almost very similar to what we seen happen earlier in the race between the 92 of Jonathan Hammond and the 64 Danny White.
Yeah, I was kind of reviewing the Oakley Visa camera myself, and the 89 of Mansell had all the makings of washing up the 15 directly into the wall, and then the 89 lifted a lot, turned the wheel sharp to the left, and then all of a sudden opened up that little bit of lane there. And then the 15 did not see that overcorrection, found the wall, and he bounced right off it. So 100% just racing deal. I would imagine they're not going to call anybody on that, but we'll see how that looks as they got another lap and a half or so of pacing here. And it should be the 6th caution of the night here, currently residing on lap number 50. As, you know, this has been probably, Dustin, one of the most eventful Pocono races that I've seen. We've seen some over the years calling races, but we had quite a bit going on here. A lot of flipping and flopping, different strategies. One green flag piss up out of all this chaos. And OTSS is not letting down when it comes to action on the track for us to cover. The racing's been great, and the people have been good to us. So far, this is a very successful opening 3 races, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we expected this, Jeremy. I mean, we knew the level of competition for a number of the drivers coming into this season for OTSS, the inaugural season for the Select Series, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. Empower Ed came on board. They requested the services of Nerd TV, Nerditudes, and we wanted to come in with the best that we could, minus today. Please don't hold that against us. Technical difficulties, and obviously there's some gremlins in in the hardware and software that are not liking us, but we wanted to sit here and bring the best that we could because we knew this is exactly what was going to happen. I know that we've had more cautions, but you got to understand some of those cautions. That one quick one on the money shift, that I really don't count that one as a caution or anything else. I mean, and if you look at a lot of these, Jeremy, it's the track that is kind of jumping out and biting the drivers. We've seen now 2 times where a driver has misjudged that turn 3 exit there going down the front stretch and bounced off the wall into the truck on the inside. That's a product of this track. I mean, that's like going to Martinsville and not expecting somebody to arc or break the crap out of somebody in front of them and just full send them into turn 1 or turn 3. I mean, you have to expect that. It's like going to Dover and, not expecting somebody to sit here and wall smack turn 2 or 4, or going to Darlington and expecting somebody to sit here and leave a stripe. That's part of this track because it's 3 different corners, 3 different straightaways, and I mean, it's going to jump out and bite some people, Jeremy, especially if you're not on top of it. If you, just slip ever so slightly, it's going to happen.
And we've seen it. We should probably have a tally up of how many times we've seen turn 3 just get destroyed by a truck. We've seen Charlie do it multiple times. DJ, Donnie, Tyler. There's just probably 10 plus trucks I've seen just bounce off that wall. It's so easy to do, especially when you're trying to follow somebody. There's a huge draft line at this track, so not only does the truck just want to wash into that wall, now you have to try to look over this really tall spoiler that these trucks have. And so It's a fun time out here at Pocono when you got a bunch of guys out here running very competitive lap times overall. It's a fixed setup, so they're all driving the same truck minus, maybe a brake bias change or a steering ratio adjustment, but it's all the same thing. So they're all tucked up like that. That's
Oh,
just something to look out for.
oh,
And they still have
absolutely.
another 17 or 18 laps to do that, as we're about to go green flag this time around.
Yeah, it'll be 18 laps when they take the green flag, and I got to sit here and give my man Army Vet some props, man. You're talking to a movie buff. I absolutely love it. I talked about the gremlins and the hardware and the software there, and his response is, "It's before midnight. Y'all are good, LOL." So shout out to my man making a reference to the movie Gremlins and Gremlins 2. Love it, absolutely love it.
Tweaking Dustin's nerddom here a little bit here.
Oh, he's not tweaking it, man. He's tickling it big time. I love it. I'm a huge movie buff. We watch movies in this household and in the nerd headquarters all the time.
Yeah, 100% there. Mr. Jason Rockefeller's not here tonight to entertain us with his in-depth knowledge and nerddom of stock car racing on the big screen here, but
You'll be back next week, though.
We got
I'm
some
trying to
more.
fill his shoes, and they're big shoes to fill, but you know what? I'm trying.
big shoes. He's got that voice, And here we go. Green flag back in the air for the 7th time this evening. Dustin, this back half of the field is scattered all over the place. People did not shift right. They didn't get on the throttle in time. We're 3 wide, 2 rows, deep mid-pack. It is scattered all over the
I
place.
see
We got a
smoke.
truck spinning. That's the 88 of Curtis Noble.
Looks like the
25
15.
from Ghostin.
Oh.
7th caution of the night on lap 53, and I wish you luck, Dustin. There's a lot of camera angles to go over.
Oh,
so
man, we got,
park one.
yeah, Abram, Ghost, and Curtis Noble, Dave Harrington, James Robbins, Chris Harrington, all involved in this in some way, shape, or form. And Jeremy, these guys are trying to keep me busy. They want to keep me away from talking to Army Vet about nerdy stuff that's going on. But we're going to take a look and see what happened. This is following the 25. Oh, and that started further up with the 88 of Curtis Noble. That's where the first bit of it happened. And Jeremy, that looked like that was a little bit of a tag from the 74 as they go into the corner. Yep, a little bit of bumper tag there from the 74. That's going to send Curtis Noble out, tries to counter steer out of it. And then all of a sudden it catches grip and snaps right in front of the 25 of Abram Ghostin. Ghostin had nowhere to go on that one, gets those two collected up. And then everybody behind trying to check up. Get the 76 is sliding and spinning all over the place. That's James Robbins. You see Barry there going by, but that one there has got Harrington in it. I believe that's the 66 of Dave Harrington. Dave and Chris are trying to really make our jobs difficult because they got the same paint job. So if you don't see the number on the side, good luck trying to figure out which one it was. But we're going to take a look and see what happened here. We're actually going to go on the roof cam. And you're going to see as they're going in, there's the contact. You see Noble. There's the snap in front of Abram Ghostin. You see the 47, Alejandro Khan got a little bit of contact, got it sideways, but straightened it back out just in front. And a little bit of contact there to the rear end of Abram Ghostin there. But we're going to have to go and take a look at Alejandro Khan because I tell you what, he took a hit. And that thing, I don't know how he held on to that one because it was a quick snap. It looks like it might have been a little contact from the 63 going in. You see there's the smoke. He's checking up. Oh, no, not even the 63. A little contact from the 94. And it just quick snap, but he was able to keep it going. Excellent job on that one there. That's twice, Jeremy. He better... I don't know how many lives this guy has on not being involved in a big wreck, but, I mean, he's got to be getting close.
Been working hard on this one. Alejandro is hard at work avoiding contact.
I see what you did there. Yes, you're so punny. Dad jokes for days.
Trying so hard to make that work, and there you go. There's your one-off. I want to see my way out of this place now. Is a little bit of a discussion between the 88 and the 74 over the radios. Typically, the rulebook states that you're supposed to go right to the admins and DM them any discrepancies you have, and they let them hash it out. over the radio. So
They let him hash it out.
74th said my nose was there. 88 said should have backed down, which each of them have a great argument for it because it was so close as we got beef. The 74 and the 88. You know, I forgot you loaded that graphic in.
I
asked
absolutely
for it
did. And you know,
race one, and you had it triggered for me right when I was just talking about it. Beef 74, 88. Head to your local grocery store and pick up a slab of beef and give it to Dustin Franklin, Curtis Noble.
now listen, guys.
I think they've got it figured out though.
And that's just it. You know, as racers, that's what we do. All right. There's always going to be the chance of having beef, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if a driver is having beef with another driver and it's respectful beef, because you can cross the line and go too far, you absolutely can. But I mean, if it's respectful beef, I don't see that as a bad look on the league or the drivers. That just shows how passionate they are at what they're doing and what they're putting on for you viewers out there tonight. It's a great thing, Jeremy. You've had beef with drivers on the track. I've had my fair share of beef with drivers on the track, me probably more so than you, but it's a passionate level thing, you know, but it's how fast you sit here and make amends, get done, get over it, move on, and get back to the task at hand.
That graphic on the right-hand side is incorrect. We've already notated that because of the early hiccups in the broadcast. It is currently our 7th caution of this evening. And YouTube chats are flooded. They've been having some fun during these caution breaks here.
We live for the drama. Yes. See?
Yeah, we live for the drama. She also said if you took a shot per caution, you'd be on the floor by now. Maybe even a piece of boozy jerky instead.
Oh, see, I love it. I love it.
You would be a boozy jerk. Look, she's doing the ad reads for us. I don't even have to try anymore.
They're putting a smile on my face, Jeremy. I absolutely love it. They're putting a smile on my face, man. And this is why we do it. Not only for the drivers, but for you guys out there. I love it.
It's whole TNT. Dun dun. We love drama. And that's what we're doing here. Big Dusty saying exactly. Passion, baby. Get over it and into the next turn, baby. LFG.
Yep, absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better there. The man with an awesome nickname. Not biased or anything. So.
Big Dusty. Big Dust. I've never called you Dusty. I've known you for 2+ decades. I've never once that name has ever come out of my mouth in reference to you. Only my cockatiel bird that I've had for 25 years. But
what nickname do you know me by, Jeremy?
Though,
what nickname do you know me by?
Ballistic, the only other one I know.
Yep, I've gone by D-Man, Dusty, Big D, and Ballistic. There you go.
Yeah, Ballistics. That's the only one that comes out of my vocabulary. As we're single filed out quite a bit here. Here comes one of the honeycuts looking into the inside, or at least try to. That was Donnie, the 22, holds P5. Oh, Dustin with the correction on the outside of turn 2. Has to avoid the outside wall. Does so, but loses about 2 or 3 truck links over the 6 of Paulie Torrance. Side by side goes the 81 of Garrett Spriggs and the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. They're going to give each other tons of room off corner exit this time. And 13 laps remaining at Pocono.
Yeah, 13 laps remaining, and you see that run and work that the 81 of Garrett Spriggs had done to try to challenge the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt went to the wayside due to that draft pull from Dustin Franklin. Dustin still holding that P4 spot there. Danny White still leading Stephen Hayes, Paulie Torrance. That is your top 3 right now. And Jeremy, they're just kind of separating themselves a little bit. Paulie Torrance working with the 13 of Stephen Hayes, trying to catch the 64. And then you look at 4th place, you got that battle between Franklin, Donnie Honeycutt, Garrett Spriggs, and then you got a gaggle of positions being shuffled here, battles side by side. Now you're looking at Vaughn on the inside of Charlie Bass, those two trying to duke it out. Further up, you seen Tyler Honeycutt was on the inside of Stephen Abused. So they know the laps are winding down. If you are going to gain anything, now is the time. You got to shit or get off the pot, as they say.
Yep, that's an expression. It's still being used, huh?
It is right now.
12 laps. It is right now. 12 laps remaining here. See the 45-22 bounce. And look, Donnie Honeycutt. I don't know if you caught that, but that corner of the bottom of turn 1 is so bouncy. The 22 is able to get through that nicely, though. The 45 is going to slide up to the outside. 22 tried squeezing in. Going to maximize his corner entry into turn 2. One truck really wide into turn number 2. That was the 63. I'm surprised No, we got a rate of caution in the back exit of turn 2 right behind the trucks we were just observing. And Dustin, for the 8th time, you're kicking it to the replay. And we're going to see what happened this time off of turn 2.
Looks like it's going to involve the 72 of Jonathan Gaston and the 47 possibly of Alejandro Khan. And Jeremy, it looks like they just came together in the middle. I seen the 72 going up, the 47 going down, and Jeremy, I just talked about it. The 47 of Alejandro Khan. I said, how many times you're flirting with disaster? I don't know how many lives you got left, and it looks like he just ran out there a little bit. And that's pretty substantial contact on that inside wall, unfortunately. And at a track like this, Jeremy, where draft is so heavy, that's tough. And it looks like there might be something. Could possibly be something busted on the front left of that as well, the way that he's trying to feel it out.
Yeah, it's either busted or he's trying to jerk the wheel left and right to try to figure out what feels wrong with it right away. You can see it. It's all over the place. There's something massively broke. That's going to be at least a 5-minute pit stop, I would imagine, which is going to take him out of this race because we're going to have under 10 laps to go when we go back to green flag. And I think that initial contact happened with the 74. He kind of came short off the wall, and if it's like a little, it's not a rule in the rule book by any means, but it's just like from a racer's perspective, there's just a rule of thumb. If you're on the outside of a 2-wide or 3-wide situation, the truck on the outside is supposed to, get close to the wall. You can't really shortcut the corner because the guy on the inside has no idea. And Alejandro just leaves a little bit extra lane. Look, he turns down really early for turn 2. And Gaston probably didn't recognize that Alejandro's going to do that. And then so he's like, you know what? I got 2 truck links to my outside. I'm going to swoop this thing up, not knowing that Khan was going to leave that extra space between himself and the outside wall.
Yeah, and like I said, that's part of the issue you have with tracks that have this much space, Jeremy, is we talked about trying to judge a driver's braking points or, lift points for throttle. The other one is trying to judge what line they're going to run. When you can look at this track, you can see the individual lanes, Jeremy. There's 4 or 5 lanes on this track. 4 lanes through the corner, you hit the straightaway, there's 5. Trying to judge another driver's line and lane that they are going to run, that is the other thing. When you have an overabundance of room, that's the struggle there as well. It adds another layer, to the already complicated scenario that is being a driver, whether real or simulated, on a track this size.
I'm going to do a quick little kind of plug here. The number 8, Alex Zirkle, is going to get his extra lap here as he's getting his lap back to the lead lap as he's currently driving around the track. So there's your +1 extra lap presented by Extra Life. And Extra Life, Dustin can go into more detail because he's got an official page. Our esports driver, Steve Radom, he's got a page as well from Extra Life trying to raise money for the kiddos in the hospitals. And he's got your own sponsored hospital. But if you actually go to nerditudes.gg, those links are posted on our website. And you can click on them. You can donate to them. It helps raise the overall goal that they're trying to set for the year 2026. And it's kind of a cool program. We partnered with them. We don't really shout them out too often. We need to do it way more this year, Dustin. But right now, there you go. There's your +1 lap, extra lap presented by Extra Life.
Yeah, and that's something that we're going to look at trying to have for the broadcast as well. That way, if anybody would like to donate, they can. I'll have Jeremy put the link up in the chats that I just sent to him as well. I personally support the University of Iowa Steed Family Hospitals. We support them for Extra Life because our son actually had not one but 2 tumor removal surgeries there. And that's a hospital that is near and dear to our heart for what they've done. So that is something that we have always supported since doing Extra Life. I believe that I personally am in my 5th year of campaigning to try to raise money, and all the money that is sent to through that link that Jeremy just posted, Nerditude sees zero amount of that. That goes straight to Extra Life, and it benefits the Children's Miracle Network and all the hospitals that are inlaid in that as well. So it's an awesome program designed for gamers, streamers, broadcasters. It's an amazing thing, but check it out. You know, even if you don't sit here and donate anything, just looking at it and learning more about the program and what it does and what it offers and the many lives that it touches, that's worth it in itself right there.
And our iRacing special events that we do, like this past Daytona 24 Hours, which we finally accomplished. Your 3rd try, my 5th try. We finally got it done, but the Extra Life stuff will be plugged all over those live streams. Sebring in 2 months. We're talking about the 24 Hours of Spa. We know we got the Coca-Cola 600 coming. There's a couple things that we're going to be streaming for sure, plus other games, and that QR code will be posted on every single one. But here we go. Back to the action. Pace truck is down. Green flag. 3, 2, 1 in the zone. And there we go. Green flag for the 9th time this evening. 8 laps to go. And Danny White and the 64. Looking strong here on this restart. And people are cheering on that Whataburger truck. Stephen Hayes in the YouTube chats. Right now he's currently sitting P3, and really fast Dustin Franklin P2.
Yeah, Dustin Franklin moves to P2, Stephen Hayes P3. Battle right now side by side. Polly Torrance, Jonathan Hammond for that 4th position. Jeremy, time is running short right now over here in the Select Series presented by Empower Ed Research Institute, as they know laps are winding down. Jeremy, 2, 3 wide right here. You got Tyler Honeycutt on the inside right now. Polly Torrance in the center. Donnie Honeycutt on the top side. They're really putting it out there. Battle for the lead. Dustin Franklin on the inside of the 64. Apron tag drifts up. That's going to allow the 13 of Stephen Hayes to close in. We might have a 3-wide battle here for first here in a second.
Man, oh man, 8, now 7 laps to go. Danny White's under fire by Dustin Franklin. They go 2 wide here, but here comes someone we haven't called too much on, Mr. Jonathan Hammond, out of nowhere, runs the top lane into the P4, looking right behind the 64 as he's running that 2nd to 3rd groove here off of turn number 1. Nobody makes contact through the top 10 off that wall, 2 by 2 by 2 like we just started the race this lap, not 2 laps prior. The 92 bounces off the wall, checks up the outside lane. They shift around into turn 2. Still no contact truck to truck. Great run so far. Oh, no. Paulie gets loose. He saves it.
Paulie gets loose out of that corner there, saves it. Wall contact there. That's going to be the 22 at Donnie Honeycutt. And Jeremy from 3rd place on. This is just a hornet's nest right now. These drivers trying. Torrance drifts up a little bit. Contact made there. That's going to be Torrance and Donnie Honeycutt go around.
Caution. 9th time this evening on lap 64. And this is good. Oh, and there's a late wreck there. Charlie Bass in the 94 somehow gets turned around way after the fact on the front straightaway. 3 total trucks involved on this one. And so we got 2 wrecks to review here on the front straightaway.
This is the one I was talking about. Yep, Polly Torrance was drifting up out of the corner there, but contact off of that wall. So he was drifting up, plenty of room, but wall contact from Donnie Honeycutt off of that turn 3 wall. Took out himself and Polly Torrance on that one. And Jeremy, I had just made mention the lap prior that Donnie Honeycutt bounced off that turn 3 wall, and he rinses and repeats this time. The only difference is this time here, it was 3 wide as they were coming down. You see, there's Polly Torrance there. Oh, man. 94 Charlie Bass, that's where he got pulled into it. Right back up in front. How did... There's no way. How did John Border miss that? Good golly, man. We got to go on board with nothing other than the visor cam. How did he miss that? Here's the contact here, spinning. You see the smoke, and out of nowhere, there's Charlie Bass, and yoink! Man. No.
Well.
He had a lucky rabbit's foot and a penny sat here and glued to the dash on that one for sure. Good heads up by John Border, man. I just think that was more of just a holding on for dear life type situation.
Yeah, that was absolutely nuts there. As the 94 is going to come down pit road, heavy damage, got some wheels that came off the ground with that heavy contact to the inside, sitting for a barrier. Multiple trucks, I think 4 in total on pit road, maybe even 5. There's a 6 of Torrance. Expected him to come down. There's Bass, there's Gaston. And I would presume this is going to be the final pit stops for anything fresh tires related, as we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Just a few laps left in this event. And yeah, next caution will be our 10th caution. Pocono doesn't usually breed cautions, but these guys have been running so tough, so close, so competitive, that it's just kind of, just too close quarters, I guess, here with these top speeds. As we see one of the honey cuts is up to 15. Who's that passing by there for their +1 extra life, extra lap?
Yeah, it is.
That's the 15. DJ Honeycutt.
I got to shout out the chats. Army Vet saying shots, talking about what Kimberly had brought up. I'm telling you, if we were taking shots at this point in time, we would be tasting colors and probably be astronauts by this point, because we would be completely blitzed at this point. So, but I tell you what, you cannot argue the fact that these guys are putting on some action now. We have seen some of the most intense 3-wide, almost 4-wide battles since the drop of the green flag from the initial start, and even more so since about the 10 laps to go marker, 9 laps to go when we had that restart. So these guys are laying it out on the line, and Jeremy, it's not done yet. I mean, we're going to re-rack it and restack it. It's going to essentially be a green-white checkered at this point in time, a natural green-white checkered. As we're going to go back to green flag racing. They're going to get the green flag with exactly 3 laps to go at this point in time. So it's going to be an interesting one. Danny White out front leading it. You got Dustin Franklin, who was putting on some good pressure, good challenges. Stephen Hayes up there has been doing fantastic. He's restarting P4. The 92, Jonathan Hammond, who, if you remember at the start of the race, bounced off turn 3 wall into the driver that's leading the race, Danny White, and brought out the first caution that we had, and now they're running first and third at this point in time, and he was getting that high line cooking, Jeremy. This is going to be a barn burner of a finish.
This is going to be a fantastic finish. I love my blood type would be whiskey. Says Big Dusty. And I love that comment you made. You would be tasting colors at this point. I don't know why that always makes my inner child giggle when you hear something like that. But yeah, I don't think we're done. We've had so many cautions that have happened within 1 or 2 laps to the green flag flying that these guys are hungry. They got couple spots left over to kind of pick up, move around. Top 10s are important. Top 5s are important because they're stats on the stat page. So we're going to see, man. We got a lot of Dustin Franklin fans out here cheering him on with the LFGs in the chat. Danny White looking to get that W for us and for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned. I don't think we're done, man. I think we've got one more caution in the books coming.
I think you might be right. We know Danny White's hungry. I mean, it's from the Charlotte race that we had and everything else where EJ Luna stole it coming through the quad oval. He's been hungry since then. So absolutely, we know Franklin's hungry. We know Stephen Hayes is hungry. A lot of hungry drivers there. Green flag flies. Danny White leads it. Excellent start on the high side. That's going to pull Stephen Hayes almost nose to nose with the 74. Dustin Franklin, as they're going to dive it off into turn 1. Danny White controls this field.
And to turn number 1 here for the third to final time here. And the 64 is going to get a nice little launch here. Dustin Franklin has to keep it off the 13. Stephen Hayes, sole possession owner of P number 2 here. Franklin gets a little shot there by Jonathan Hammond as they go single file for the first 5 trucks. 81 to the inside of the 45 Tyler Honeycutt. as we're going through turn 2. Everyone minus the 23 of Keith Vaughn stays clear of the outside wall. Top 3 little train. Oh, Dustin Franklin moves to the bottom, shoves it deep into turn 3. Able to make it stick as he's washing up. He's washing up. Contact. 2 trucks, 74-13. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and right now the 13 has got the draft pole from the 64. 2 laps to go. And right now, Franklin on the inside, 92. Jonathan Hammond side by side for that 3rd position right now as they dive it off into turn 1. Franklin has got to clear Hammond here in order to get that draft pole, but he's not going to be able to do it. Now the 64 trying to snake to break that draft. There he is trying to snake. That's going to allow the 13 of Stephen Hayes to go to the inside. Side-by-side battle for the lead right now as now Tyler Honeycutt dives down in front of Franklin. And here we go, Jeremy, through that tunnel turn. Coming through contact on the outside wall, and they're still duking it out. Stephen Hayes still trying to get that lead.
Last week, Garrett Spriggs destroys the outside wall of turn 2 exit, so it's going to drop him back quite a few spots. Franklin's lost some spots. He gets mad tight here off the corner turn 3 for the white flag. 1 lap to go, presented by absolutely nobody. And here we go. We just got 2.5 miles left in this race, blocking all over the place. 64-13 putting on a show. Jonathan Hammond looking for the slip up from one of these 2 guys to take home his first checker flag. And then wrecking the back 3 wide. No, Keith Vaughn saves it. They scatter across the turn 1 exit straightaway. And we got 4 trucks contending for the race lead.
4 trucks contending for the race lead. Stephen Hayes inside, Danny White on the outside as they work through the corner. Contact between Hammond and Honeycutt.
No.
Hammond is out. That's going to put Danny White now out in the lead. Tyler Honeycutt thought about trying to make a move. Danny White's got a truck length as he works through the final corner right now. Coming all the way off, Jeremy. He's got no competition off of the final turn 3 corner. Your race winner, Redemption, Danny White.
Danny White, P2 in race 1, P1 in race number 3. And man, oh man, he got it. He got that redemption, exactly what he talked about on that interview 2 weeks ago. What a fantastic race here this evening.
Oh, that was a fantastic finish. A lot of stuff that was going on while these guys are kind of winding down, Jeremy. We're going to see if we can't go back and try to catch some of these incidents that took place on here. This is going to be the first one. It looks like it's Chris Harrington might be involved in this one here. Oh man, that was happening. Jeez.
No.
I was wondering why he dove that thing so low like that, but my goodness, as we're going to go to a Nerd TV rewind on this one, and we're going to go on board and look at the scatter there. You've got action up top, truck spinning. You got truck spinning down low, the 77. Chris Harrington tried to go low, but those doors closed up in a hurry. There's Dave Harrington, nowhere to go, right up in front of him. Jeremy, that was almost perfectly timed by the doc himself. Just not able to get it done. Luck not on his side on that one, but man, that's a lot of drivers just trying to get every bit that they can as we are watching Danny White burn it down.
64, Danny White cooking the rear tires here on the front straightaway of Pocono Raceway as 9 cautions and a 10th one if that wasn't on the final lap. A lot of chaos, a lot of action, and this guy's going to take home that checker flag. 3 different winners for the first 3 races here. And well, he hit the wall.
I was going to say, did you see that?
Oh, I did. 64, you are in trouble with the nerd booth. But here we go. Unofficial results. So he wasn't lying. He said this graphic was going to change my life. And here we go. There's a lot to take in here, but it looks beautiful. Danny White, Stephen Hayes, Tyler Honeycutt is your top 3. EJ Luna, Dustin Franklin finish out your top 5. 6 through 10 is Jonathan Hammond, Stephen Apposett, Corey Jones, Paulie Torrance, and Keith Vaughn. And then 11th through 20th as it cycles through. Let me go ahead and read out. John Border, Bobby Mantle, Alex Zirkle, Jonathan Gaston, Dave Harrington, Garrett Spriggs, Charlie Bass, Abram Ghostin, Rafael Robbins and Alejandro Khan finished out the top 20. And then 21st on back as Bradley Minor, Christopher Harrington, Donnie Honeycutt, DJ Honeycutt, Bradley Berry, Curtis Noble, Mark Sherwood, and Nolan Todd complete the 28 truck lineup for
Some
race number 3.
Some notable things on here as well. We want to give shout outs. Danny White, hard charger, up 19 positions to get the win today. Most laps led went to driver of the 45, Tyler Honeycutt. 34 of the 70 laps in tonight's event went to the driver of the 45. Fastest lap actually went to Abram Ghostin at a 55.08. And then we all know that Donnie Honeycutt got the Victory Fuel Pool Award at the start of the race. So fantastic job. And we are going to be talking to your Nerd TV podium, those 3 drivers up at the top as well here momentarily.
They're in the waiting room, so Victory Fuel post-race show. Gonna be live here. We're gonna bring them right in here, 3rd through 1st. That's usually how the nerds do it here. So Mr. Tyler Honeycutt, driver the number 45, joining us in the booth now, owner of Ghost Motorsports. Tyler, P3.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, man, we're doing fantastic here. You guys put on a hell of a race for us to cover. I mean, there's a lot of cautions, a lot of fun at the same time. Take us through the ride of the 45 tonight.
Yeah, man, qualified good again. Just trying to have a good points night, keep increasing my position in the standings after a rough week 1. So I had a really good race. I think I led the most laps again. Truck was, freaking great out there in the clean air, and I think I just let another one get away from me. I didn't play the strategy right, and didn't have enough time to get back up there. And yeah, it sucks, but I do think, once again, I had one of the best trucks, if not the best truck out here tonight. So it sucks I let another one get away, but I'll take another top 3 any day.
Dustin, what you got from Mr. Tyler? You got anything for him?
So, I mean, I know you had talked about that, you let the strategy get away. There at the end, we were sitting here watching you race, had a good battle with the 92 of Jonathan Hammond there. And again, it just looked like there was a little bit of contact there. Was the racing and the passing difficult when you got side by side with somebody if you weren't able to work the draft right? It almost looked like if you would have had the right draft pull, you might have been able to get up there to try to challenge a little bit better. But it seems like at the end of the race, yourself and there was a number of other drivers throughout the race that were just having problems trying to complete those passes. They could start them, but trying to finish them off, man, was a whole nother story.
Yeah, for sure. I just think I think there's a new model with the truck, and then it's so finicky with the air now. So like any little bit of air that these trucks would put off on your nose, it just gets so tight. I went into the corner into turn 2 on the last lap there, trying to shove Steven up into Danny, get them into each other so I could try to slip under him going into 3. And then after that, I checked it up to turn, and it just did not turn. And I got into the 92 there, which sucks. I did not want to do that. Hopefully, he still finished all right. But yeah, I was just trying to get Steven tied up into Danny and see if I can get under them into 3. But yeah, back to what you were saying, it was just so hard to pass. I got the clean air early tonight, and I didn't really look back. And then even when I had the older tires, one of those strategies before I pit my last stop, I think I pulled out to over 2 seconds on them guys with older tires. So I don't think the tires mattered much. It was just all about that clean air and dictating the air.
Yeah, I could see that too for sure, man. The aero package on these trucks have changed, and it's probably not for the better, but I guess depends on who you ask, right? But you kind of remind me of the F1 Ferrari strategies where, like, you have the fastest vehicle sometimes. It's just you make the wrong calls on pit road. And then so we got to figure out a new plan book for you, and maybe next week we'll get that flipped over.
Yeah. It's so hard to like try to race, do all the admin stuff at the same time. So I'm trying to find a balance to focus on the race at the same time. But another great finish, so I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, absolutely. P3 strong finish here, man. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting us. Can't wait to go back and watch it. You always do a phenomenal job. The best in the business for sure. Shout out to all the guys tonight that came out. I think we had about 28 drivers, so it's great to see the numbers still rolling in each week. We got to clean up a little bit of racing. That was too many cautions for my liking. Um, but yeah, shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to my team, Ghost Motorsports. I think the other three guys on my team had a off night tonight, just could not get anything going with all the drafting and stuff. But we'll come back better next week. But yeah, just shout out to everybody involved. It was a blast.
Yeah, fun to watch. I'm sure it was fun to drive, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next week for race number 4.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Yep, you're welcome. That was Tyler Honeycutt driving the 45. Now we're going to turn to our favorite scheme here, the 13, Mr. Whataburger driver
I'm
himself,
hungry.
Stephen Hayes, P2. We're both hungry. You earned 12 spots tonight, man. What's up, P2?
What's going on, boys?
Hey, we're doing good up here, man. Very entertaining race. You kind of crept in further and further as the race went along, and you battled for it. The race win. So, what could you have done differently, and how did the night go for you overall compared to what you planned for?
Overall, I didn't get a lot of practice in, which is one of my favorite tracks, so usually I don't have to, but I just felt like I was burning up my tires and I didn't really have anything for long runs, which thank God we didn't have any long runs, but I don't know what's going on with all those cautions. I mean, we had like 8 or 9 cautions, which was just ugh, boring, but usually with my pit strategy, I'm always on the wrong end of it, but somehow I ended up on the right side of it. Um, at the end there is just battling that dirty air. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Try to switch up lanes, but at the end of it is just that dirty air keeps you back, and it was hard to pass Danny. I mean, he had a good clean race. It was nothing I could really do there, but it was just rough with that dirty air.
Yeah, and that's I mean almost exactly what Tyler said in his interview as well, was that that dirty air was tough, and then when you did get that dirty air, it just made that truck just pushy tight. I just wanted to just push up, and if I was a betting man, I'd say that that's why a lot of the contacts and cautions happened, was because of that factor. I mean, we have a newer model on this truck, and it played a factor. But Pocono's behind us. You had an excellent finish, man. P2. What does this do for you now, for the point standings? Because that's something, you guys are doing a different style championship. There is no, style, you know, playoff format and everything else. Once the playoffs start, you guys restart, and the driver at the end that's what they have. It goes on points. What do you look to do now going into Texas next week? Switching gears from Pocono
I mean,
to Quad Oval.
I think it's just staying consistent. Um, I haven't been able to practice or race a lot, so these first couple races, just trying to start off slow and easy and ramp it up a little bit. But now I'm kind of getting the wheels underneath me and getting the second place finish. I mean, it's just keeping consistent and trying not to reach out and grab what you can't realistically get. So I'm just trying to have low expectations, but just keep it going. I know what I'm capable of, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, just keep it consistent.
Yeah, 10-4, man. And special notation there, your team, Lone Star, 3 drivers in the top 5. So congrats to the whole team, man. So any final thoughts before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my boys, Lone Star. They're heck of a crew. EJ and Dustin usually show up and show out every week. Bobby decided to take a vacation last week. I can't believe that. He saw what happened today, so can't let him have no more vacations. Uh, Mark joining us. I mean, he's always fun to race with. Boys, just a blast. I just want to thank you guys up in the booth, being able to watch these races, having friends and family watch it. I know I got a sweet girl out there watching this race, so I love you, Kim. And yeah, it was fun.
All right, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. Next week, Tuesday, we'll catch you doing it again at Texas. Have a good week.
I appreciate it, boys.
Yes, sir. Now, Stephen Hayes, driver, the 13, finishing P2. Now to load up the Victory Lane team presented by Victory Fuel. We got race winner, the number 64, Danny White, week number 1 at Charlotte. Lost it on the last lap, but this time he wins it on the last lap. And one of the most, I think, second most laps led at 21 laps. Congratulations, sir.
Let's go, man. That was awesome.
What a race. The top 4 all bundled up there going to the turn 2 by 2. I didn't know if everyone's going to wreck or everyone's going to survive. It was just chaos all the way through this race. And how did you, in that 64, hold on for the race win?
Man, clean air and being on the outside was key to this one. I knew Steven was going to race me clean. I knew I didn't have nothing to worry about there. I knew it was going to be hard but clean, and that's all you can ask for. But yeah, man, just making it stick. I was a little bit better than him in the last corner there, and that kind of made a difference for me.
I tell you what, man, congratulations first and foremost, Danny. You got the job done. I know this has got to feel good that that near win in the season opener at Charlotte that EJ was able to squeak out there going through the quad oval. 2 races later, you bounce back and finally get that victory at Pocono. How does it feel to get that victory when you were so close the last number of weeks, especially week 1 in Charlotte? And how does that feel knowing that you were top 5, you were sitting top 5 in points, and how this is going to help propel you in the point standings for that championship?
Dude, it's big. It really is. I've been racing with these guys from global, moving into this league. Been racing probably 4 seasons and all with them. And when I first started with them, guys, I mean, I could barely crack 20th. You know, it was hard. But I tell everybody, you want to race people that are that much better than you because they make you better. Stephen Hayes, Tyler, I mean, they've taught me a ton. A lot of credit goes to those guys. They've run a lot of laps with me. But yeah, I'm just super fired up. I can't even put into words how I'm feeling right now. It's been a long time coming and a lot of hard work, and just super proud, man.
Yeah, you definitely earned it. And if I'm looking at the points right, you might come out of this thing with the points lead. 8 back coming in, and DJ, EJ, and Garrett did not have the best finishes. So take a look at the points here after this race, and you might be sitting P1 going into Texas. How does that make you feel after 3 weeks?
Man, it's an awesome feeling, man. I can't put into words. I'm just I'm sitting here grinning ear to ear. It's been a lot of work, and excited to be sitting in this position. And now the job is to keep it going.
We'll keep it going, dude. You're a 4th of the way through, and holding the points lead. That's gonna be it's gonna be fun to watch you progress throughout the whole season. See if you can't hold on, man. But any final thoughts before we let you go?
I mean, as always, want to shout out to you guys. You do an awesome job. Shout out to our league owners here. They do an outstanding job putting this together to have this kind of turnout for a new league. It's freaking awesome. And then got to shout out to my old dog teammates. I got a great group of guys to get to run with every week. And, you know, them guys make this exciting to come in. So.
All right, man. Well, enjoy it. Have a great night. Job well done, and we'll see you next week at Texas.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, Danny White, driver the number 64, 3 for 3 on different winners, Dustin. We had little hiccups in the beginning of the broadcast, but all in all, I think you recovered nicely behind the scenes. You did a job well done yourself, and appreciate you for filling in for Jason.
Oh, not a problem. Like I said, it's broadcast and productions can't always go as smooth as you would like them. You could sit here and do them 8 times flawlessly, and that 9th time could sit here and bite you on the butt. You know what? We had some hiccups and bumps in a section where people's ears didn't bleed because they didn't have to listen to us because some dummy forgot to turn the audio back on. But we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and through the thick and thin. But we came on strong in the latter 2/3 of that race after we got everything figured out. And I tell you what, these boys did not disappoint. I know, Steven and Tyler were saying the cautions were, higher than what they want. But I tell you what, I mean, after every caution, I mean, the racing that they had there was some of the most intense and fierce racing I've seen in Pocono in quite some time. And what a heck of a finish. Congratulations to the podium top 3. Tyler for 3rd place, Steven for 2nd place, and big shout out to Danny White for getting the the dub finally this season. And I mean, shout out to everybody, man. I mean, we try our hardest to cover as many drivers as we can and give stats on it because we're here because of you guys. And you know, all the viewers are here because of you guys. So we try to sit here and shout everybody out. So if we don't get to you one race, hang in there. We'll work our way around. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I got to thank Jeremy as well.
Yeah.
He did a heck of a job, my man, carrying my sorry butt for the entire broadcast while I break stuff behind the scenes.
Man, you were scrambled eggs that first half. Let me tell you what, I could just sense it. You were scattering all over your screens trying to figure out what was what. But yeah, it was a good time. These guys, 10 cautions almost. We had 9 total, a bunch of caution laps. They did not let us talk anything sponsorship wise. They just, you know, we had a review. You had to go camera to camera. And, you know, then we got Texas coming up. That could be a lackluster, or it could be something like this tonight. And we'll find out next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Same place, 3 different locations. We're now live on Facebook again for the first time in, I think, almost a year. So it's going to be Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe to all 3 pages, like the videos, gets us recognition, lets us know how we do. And guys, we'll see you next week. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, not goodbye, folks. It's just until next time. Stay nerdy.
Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns and the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Through each hairpin, a battle unfolds. Victory forged in the fire of the bold. Neon dreams fuel the tracks we tear. No TV shows us who dares to care. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pounding, engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns and the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Colors crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheels to the breakneck roll. Some race still to the thunder soul.